Good morning. It's Friday at 8:30 in the morning. First of all, if you watched the last couple of videos, you may notice, I'm sure you noticed, that this new sound system completely suppresses the sound of the motorcycle. I was sitting there revving it up and I looked at the video and it's completely silent. So this new sound system apparently has volume clipping or noise suppression or filtering that I don't know about, and there's no adjustments on it. So that's the way it's going to be. What I'll try to remember to disconnect the sound system from the camera when I do starts, so you can actually hear the bike. Right now this bike is running terrible, just horrible. And I think it has to do with the left carburetor on the left cylinder, but we don't know for sure. So what we're going to do now is start it, and Kevin's going to watch the timing. We're going to make sure that the boiler that's installed in the bike, by not us, is timed correctly. Now, my feelings are it probably is. Whoever installed the boiler probably strobed the ignition. We're going to find out. So we're going to start it up and check the timing. I believe we're going to find it just fine. Thank you very much. And then we're going to take the carbonizers off and go through them one more time, find out if we can figure out why it's running so poorly. So at this point in time, I'm going to put this into the tripod and not hook up the audio system to it, and let's see what we see and hear what we hear. Okay, this is going to be a cold start. The bike has been sitting idle since yesterday.
Sure, let's crank it just a few times just to get that gas
Did you
out.
set that pilot back to 1.5 out?
No, I left it where it was. You want to put it back 1.5?
Put it to 1.5
Okay.
out, and then let me put this one to 1.5 out.
All right.
We'll each have a good starting point.
Gotcha.
We got good oil flow, by the way. Solved that problem by putting oil into the sump. Okay, they're both set to 1.5 out. And let's see what it does. You got a tickle on your side?
No, want the fuel valves on then?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's got an immediate tickle. There's
Yeah,
plenty
me
of
too.
gas in there.
Yeah, that might, okay.
We're talking 28 degrees, right?
I do believe that Norton's are 28 degrees, yes.
Mm-hmm. And is it marked?
It's marked, I
You marked
painted it white.
Okay.
If I did the right one.
Gotcha, yeah.
And usually on these later models, you actually put a little notch at 28
Okay.
degrees.
I'll look for the notch. Yep.
Is there a notch on it?
Yes, there's a notch on
Good,
the.
it'll make life easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Way off.
Way off?
Yeah, take a look.
Okay. It's really...
Based on where the white, yeah, here's the notch, here's the white line.
Okay, now the notch is like this.
Right, on where the numbers are.
Whites and whites.
White line is way the hell over here.
I'm looking for white line. We're looking for the black line inside the white pedestal.
But it's still way over here. The white's way over here. Come and take a look.
Sorry, let me do a little adjustment here then. I'll be darned.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's have you double check it, Frank, because,
All right.
you know, I'm not sure that I'm seeing, I just want to make sure that we're looking at the same thing.
All right.
Yeah, doesn't hurt anything. Okay, ready?
Okay, go.
This is start. Okay, ready?
Oh, I mean to tell
Hey,
you.
it is way off.
That's like half an inch off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was wrong. Timing always sucks. That's moisture coming out of the pipe right here.
Right there. Oh, okay. All right.
Crappy ass gas.
Yeah.
And everything else.
Mm-hmm.
This is that gas leak in there when you
Right there. Yeah. Okay.
So we gotta fix it. I think it's gonna take a new pit truck.
Yeah.
It is awfully big. I'm gonna stop this thing for a minute while we try to find the right socket. All right, we got the timing dead nuts on now. And I don't like what I'm hearing.
The ticking.
That's coming from the primary.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We gotta, I think that ticking that I'm hearing is the fact that there's no oil in the primary.
Oh.
And those hydraulic adjusters are not hydraulicking. Okay, so I'm going to wear this up and show you. Okay, so you want to double check that strobe one more time?
Oh, okay,
you're good?
sure.
You're
Hang on.
good? Back. All right, good. I'm going to cut this off. There. We're going to put some oil in the primary and see if those hydraulic chain adjusters will hydraulicisize themselves and stop that slapping noise. Okay? That's where we are. We now have the timing dead nuts on. And I'll have to say, I'm surprised it was that far off. So, I have no explanation. Anyway.
Except we didn't do it.
Except we didn't do it.
Yeah. That one ain't on us.
Yeah. So, good. Let's put some oil in the primary and see if the noise goes away. That sounds so good. Get rid of that clacking noise. It's just oil in the primary.
Yep.
All right, we've got the compression gauge on the left cylinder, and I'm going to hit the starter button. Hops plugs are out, and as I said to Kevin, at least we don't have to kick this. We don't even have the electric starter. And Kevin looked at me and said, "What's this wee stuff?" The wee lad who does not have to kick it. The joys of the electric starter. Okay, so let's get a little power there.
Yep.
And let's just ready. What do you got?
70.
Ooh, 60.
Yeah.
62 or 63. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, maybe it's high. Let's try one more time. Maybe it's high as 70, but that's about it.
You reset it?
Uh-huh.
That's about 14 cycles.
Yeah, that's
Oh, wait a
about...
minute. Stop.
Don't have the throttle away.
Don't
Okay,
have
let's
throttle.
try it again. Okay.
Reset it again.
Yeah, well,
My
hopefully
bad.
that'll do it.
My bad.
Ready? That's all right. Holy shit.
Ooh.
150.
Holy goodness.
Yeah, that's good news.
Okay. Rule number 23.
Yeah, remember.
Always remember to
Yeah,
open the throttle all
yeah,
the way.
that's great news.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was ugly.
That was.
That angle just right.
Then you do the angle of the thing.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, we are ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Throttle is open. Oh, geez, 100.
And compression ain't the problem
150 pounds.
on both sides.
Both sides. Whoa.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I'd say the internals are
Fine. Yeah.
fine. Why is it blowing smoke? Doggone it, I don't wanna take this thing apart. Let's, pull that left carbonizer off and, take a look at the internals. I know you, what is this? like
About the fourth time.
Yeah, the fourth time. And now we got the gas tank in the way too.
No,
What's this wee stuff?
yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna have to pull the tank, aren't we,
Yeah,
to
I'll,
get to that?
I'll lift the tank off of it.
Okay,
and
I'll
I'm
start
gonna-
working over
I'm
here.
gonna start looking for another petcock. Alright, so we're gonna yank the tank and,
Missing 2 wrenches.
yeah, I know.
What the hell?
Alright, we're gonna take the tank off right now and, go after that left carburetor. I may speed this one up. Could you disconnect that other petcock and have it side straight? I'll do this not 1/4 turn at a time.
We'll take the whole petcock off, or?
Uh,
No, we got gas in there, we don't want to take the whole petcock off. Yeah. see. Oh, it grabs it. That's maybe a problem. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? That'd be such a better gift. Let me get out your gloves.
No, it's not bad.
In the middle?
Yeah.
That would just be so lovely.
All right, now it's going again. This thing makes me nuts. Okay, when you put the needle into here, like so, dropping it down, you have to get it around the cable. The cable has to be in the front. Oh, boy, this one's tight. There. This guy goes behind it into the hole. The needle goes down and cradles the cable. And then when you let the spring go in, you have to make sure that it goes down nice and straight around the needle and onto the clip, because a silly thing, the clip is at the inner side of the diameter of the spring, and the spring will land on top of the needle and push it down right through the retainer clip and cause the problems.
Sure.
Okay, so at this point in time, you get to put this back on. And
Yep.
once again, when you put this on, if you don't get it into the hole down here and you decide to try a little harder, it'll push the needle up through the retainer clip. It's an opportunity for excellence, this guy. It has to dangle, has to be loose, has to spin nicely, the whole 9 yards. Installing it, and then what I'm going to do is I'll pull up on the throttle for you, and that'll make it a little easier, I think. You know, you just have to worry about the
needle.
the
Getting it past everything.
choke.
Yeah, and unfortunately with this airbox, you can't get your finger in there to
You
make sure
can't
the
get your
needle.
finger in there to fondle the needle into the needle jet. So you have to sort of bounce it up and down gently until it wants to jump into the
Right.
hole joyfully.
Yeah, and then you got to make sure that little noogie on the other side is lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's what will hold it.
Can you get your little finger in there?
Not deep enough. That's the problem. I just need longer finger.
Yeah. I can.
Okay.
You take
Oh,
this.
whoop.
Did it just drop in?
It went in, and I didn't push anything.
All right, here, you hold this side for a minute. I'll get my little bitty finger in here. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Okay, I can feel it. And now, like I say, line up the slide, Frank. Ow, 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 ow. See, now I think I pulled it back out. Nope, there, it just slid in.
Yeah, it just you know right when it wants to go, it just drops. Yeah, the whole thing's off.
Ready to lift.
Okay. see. Oh, it grabs it. That's maybe a problem. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? That'd be such a vacuum cleanse. Let me get out your gloves.
No, it's not that.
In the middle?
Yeah.
That would just be so lovely.
All right, now it's going again. This thing makes me nuts. Okay, when you put the needle into here, like so, dropping it down, you have to get it around the cable. The cable has to be in the front. Oh, boy, this one's tight. There. This guy goes behind it into the hole. The needle goes down and cradles the cable. And then when you let the spring go in, you have to make sure that it goes down nice and straight around the needle and onto the clip, because a silly thing, the clip is at the inner side of the diameter of the spring, and the spring will land on top of the needle and push it down right through the retainer clip and cause the problems. Okay, so now at this point in time, you get to put this back on. And
Yep.
once again, when you put this on, if you don't get it into the hole down here and you decide to try a little harder, it'll push the needle up through the retainer clip. It's an opportunity for excellence, this guy. It has to dangle, has to be loose, has to spin nicely, the whole 9 yards. Installing it in, then what I'm going to do is I'll pull up on the throttle for you, and that'll make it a little easier, I think. And, you know, you just have to worry about the
needle.
the
Getting it past everything.
choke.
Yeah, and unfortunately with this airbox, you can't get your finger in there
You
to make sure
can't
the
get your
needle.
finger in there to fondle the needle into the needle jet. So you have to sort of bounce it up and down gently until it wants to jump into the
Right.
hole joyfully.
Yeah, and then you got to make sure that little noogie on the other side is lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's what will hold it.
Can you get your little finger in there?
Not deep enough. That's the problem. I just need longer finger.
Yeah. I can.
Okay.
You take
Oh,
this.
whoop.
Did it just drop in?
It went in, and I didn't push anything.
All right, here, you hold this side for a minute. I'll get my little bitty finger in here. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Okay, I can feel it. And now, like I say, line up the slide, Frank. Ow, 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 ow. See, now I think I pulled it back out. Nope, there, it just slid in.
Yeah, it just you know right when it wants to go, it just drops.
Okay, go ahead and let that. All right, now did I just pull it out of the splitter?
No, splitter's fine. I mean, it's there.
There are two of them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Okay, now give me a snap test. Okay, good. Let's close this up
Okay.
and start her again.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what we're going to do about that petcock.
It's I mean, like you could tighten just an inch, but like I said, it may be the.
Yeah. Tell you what,
Tell me what.
we don't know which side was on which side, do we? Do we?
Not really.
Was that thing you just put that in, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say we could swap the two gazintas and see if it follows that fitting.
I think it's just a guess that this would be the swap.
Right then,
But
that
it's
would be
just a
the
guess.
swap.
That's a guess.
We'll try it.
Yeah, got nothing to lose.
Okay, now I've got the cap on. I'm going to stick my little finger in here again. Would you lift up on that throttle all the way so I can fondle it? Yep. Okay, I got my finger in there and I can move. I can move it a little bit.
Okay.
So let us. We're going to call it good.
Good. All right.
Now, yesterday I had a double of a time getting both of these on.
Oh, I can't imagine.
So.
It was a pain to get off. I can't imagine getting on.
They love to cross thread.
Yeah, it doesn't even want to go.
I know. You just gotta. Okay, mine's on for about 4 threads.
Oh,
So I'm leaving it loose now.
Okay. Yep. And I've got the socket over here.
Excuse me. You get it started? Don't you just love them? Okay, let me see.
Yeah,
The banjo is the problem. It has to be up against
right. Yeah.
up against there really, really tight. And then maybe, just maybe, it'll let you get this thing started. No, it's definitely not started. It's funny, yesterday the one on that side wouldn't go on.
Yeah.
So I undid this one, put
Yeah.
that one on, then came back over here, and then went back on. So the slightest amount of cockeyed.
Yep. Yeah, you think you got it, and you go, nah, that's cross-threaded.
There you go. Okay, I lucked out.
There you go.
The good news is, if you do get this thing on cockeyed, and it strips, as it will because it loved you,
Yeah.
it's just the bowl.
Yeah.
It's not the body of the car.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just the bowl.
Both against.
Yes, and I
That
have
is good news.
at least once called Roger desperately asking for
both.
a bowl.
Yeah, I actually think I have several now too. Now, the RV park where you will be in at the rally
Yes.
is in the fairgrounds.
In the fairgrounds where the rally is, yes.
What I may end up doing is throwing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt in your RV,
Okay.
and then ride, because I've got to ride over, and it's supposed to be in the 80s there. I've been checking the weather.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to walk around in long pants if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So,
How far away is your hotel?
just a couple miles. It's not
Okay.
far.
Cool. All right. Good. Well, if I can get this guy finished, finish up what I need to do to the RV, I can leave here right around the 11th or 12th.
And my plan is to take off on Thursday.
All right. Oh, goody. We've been. All right. Tank is back on. I'm going to put the gas line on first.
Oh, okay.
Before doing the mounts. You know that?
Okay.
I'm just going to put it on here and check for a leak. And if it's a leak, it's got to be right here at this fitting on whichever side is leaking.
Right.
Ah. Oh. Okay, your side on?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to turn on the petcock while we put the bolts on, and let's see what happens.
It's 7/16 or half-inch ratchet
Half-
put up in there.
No, not on your side.
Of course not. So this
It's up here on my side.
Nice, yeah. Yeah. That's why you're the boss. Fuck that, get him that.
No, I'm wrong. Your side will use the
Oh,
ratchet.
really?
My side won't. My side is one flat at a time.
Yeah. Well, I got no leak over here. Yeah.
Nothing here yet.
Fuse is back in.
Hey, you don't know anybody who has a planer, woodworking planer? Okay.
Talking about just the old-fashioned type? Or?
You know, no, I could never use those.
Yeah.
No, new bench type. I got the panel that I bought for the RV to build the
Oh, yeah.
new storage area.
Huh?
Found a place in California who would make a one-off cover.
That's right, you were telling me about that.
But I measured it wrong. I got to plane a 1/4 inch off the top and bottom, which is going to take somebody with a planer.
Yeah.
So we got to ask around.
Somebody has a planner.
I tend to forget we're still recording. Yep, we are. Okay. What the heck? I'll stop it, then I'll start it.
You got that?
All right, tank's on, and we're going to try.
Got your screwdriver, see if she'll follow now.
Yeah. I like this one. I don't know why, but I do.
Ignition's on. We got snap. All right.
Oh, that's what they love. That's what they
Yeah.
love.
It's following it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my bad. Wow. Start again. Yeah. Hey, flashlight.
Smoke out of where the muffler needs to pipe too.
Yeah, that's just the junction.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just what they do. When you don't see the smoke, you don't notice
Yeah.
that it comes out there. This guy's blowing smoke like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to take the audio out so you can hear it. Okay, now I've taken the audio out, so you should be hearing it on the audio from the camera itself.
Getting less. Screwdriver again.
Okay, I'm going to put the fan on the bike and just let it sit there and idle for another 5 or 10 or 15 minutes just to see if that left cylinder clears up. I have zero confidence that it will, but that's what we're going to do. Bike sounds great, except for the smoke.
Leak over there on the gas line.
plug the audio back in. Let's see what happens when I plug it in. Whether it flips off the engine noise and my fan noise. How's that? Sounds like audio system is on again. All right. I'm just going to let it sit there. I'll speed this up because it's going to be ridiculously long. It's getting better.
It's getting better, yeah. Just one of those where you just sort of run it for a while and
Yeah, I mean that needle having fallen down there or whatever it was doing
right.
may have just loaded that cylinder up with gasoline,
Sure.
washed away whatever oil was in there. I don't know. It's all hypothetical.
Sure.
It's all opinion. It's all bullshit. You know, you're grasping at straws to wonder why did something go away.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the question is it really away, or has it warmed up, the rings have expanded, or the oil oil seal on the intakes has settled down? You know, there's so many reasons for oil. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And all we know now is the hotter it gets, the less it smokes.
Yeah.
So when we let this thing really get hot, and then we'll turn it off, and then the next time we turn it on, will tell us whether it's actually solved this problem or just the symptoms went away when it got hot.
Yeah.
And it's all conjecture. Conjecture. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and just let that thing sit. All right. You probably can't hear it because I've got the audio back on. Yeah, left side still blowing smoke. All right. I say let's dress it out, put the seat on, put the rear tank mount on,
Yeah.
do a test ride. At this point in time, there's nothing we can do about that left cylinder smoking. Have the client ride it for a while and decide if some street miles will solve the problem. Or bring it back and we'll take the top end off. It'll depend on him. Now at this point in time, I just put a charge checker on the battery. We're throwing 14 volts when I rev it up. The dashboard lights are not all working. Neutral works. Turn signal indicator doesn't work. Get lights on. High beam, low beam does work, and the ignition light doesn't work. So we got two bulbs that are not working, and they're not critical. Once again, I don't know. To get in the back of this dashboard is a pain. drop the headlight down. Maybe I can get at those bulbs. Half the time they break when they come out. Anyway, we're going to dress it out and do a test ride. Don't you just love that royal
That's
we?
right, yeah. Well,
We
not
are
today.
not today. Oh,
Yeah.
short pants today. Okay, all right. Then let's dress her out, and maybe I'll fool with that dashboard for a while.
Okay.
And I try to under this bundle if I
Yeah.
can. Let me get a pair. Let me get a screwdriver. Can we get it under there?
You know what? Just snip this.
I'm
Drop
messing.
it.
All right, that's a good point. Stop this a little while. All right, Kevin has gone home. The bike is completely back together right now. We can actually do a test ride, but Kevin had short pants on, so he doesn't like to ride in short pants, and I don't feel like riding anyway. So we'll do a test ride tomorrow. In the meantime, good intentions go bad. I put this Padronix electronic rectifier regulator here because there's not a lot of room under the seat or anywhere on the 75 because of this big fretcha air cleaner. I mean, you can put that thing anywhere you want on an earlier bike. But what happens is it just barely touches the underside of the seat, which isn't a crisis. That wouldn't really cause any problems. But the client, good guy, went out and bought a replaceable toolbox that goes right here in that area where I put the regulator rectifier. So I'm going to move this. It's not that hard. I'm just going to yank it up out of there, cut the 4 wires, make extensions, and put it someplace else. I don't have to rewire the whole bike, thank goodness, to move it. It's not a big deal, but I got to find someplace for it. There's a little room here, but I'm not sure what will fit there. I don't know. And there's a little room over here, but there's wires and everything else in the way. So basically, I'm going to take the side covers off, leave the seat on, and try to find another location for the Padronix. I don't like it hanging out in the breeze. I don't like it inside here under there. There's no room over here. On some of the other bikes, you can actually put it underneath the battery box, but there is no underneath the battery box on a Norton. This little area here is sort of available, but you'd have to make a bracket that hangs it down here, which I don't want to do. I tell you what, it's pretty much limited to in here on this side or the other side, all because of this. Let's see, could I put it under there? I don't know. I could possibly put it under here. I'll try, see how that feels. It'd get enough air. It'd be hot air, but it would get enough air. Okay, well anyway, that's what I'm going to spend probably the rest of the day trying to figure out. And the fun just never stops.